That's the first thing Sally says when I return home. Not hello or how was your day? You look tired. Why don't you sit down? But so, what time do you call? What time do you call this? Though it's phrased as a question, I have enough sense to realize Sally means it in a strictly rhetorical sense. She knows what time it is already. It says it on the clock on the kitchen. It's plain as day. It's 6, give or take. Given the clock is a few minutes fast, Sally. You know, maybe if you would take the time to actually fix the fucking clock, Sally, it wouldn't be fast. And you know exactly what time it was. It isn't a curious inquiry. It's an outright accusation. Look, I'm sorry, Sal. I know, it's a little later than usual, but I couldn't help it. I had a staff meeting. I was at work. A staff meeting? That's right. I told you about it this morning, didn't I? Not that I recall, no. Oh, are you sure I didn't? I could have sworn I fucking did. It doesn't matter how much you swear. That doesn't change the fact that this meeting slipped your mind. Now, why is Sally making those little worm-shaped quotation marks with her fingers? I really was in a fucking staff meeting. I didn't enjoy it one bit, and it was incredibly tedious. But that wasn't what happened, you know? What did she think I was doing? You know, what, does she really have that little faith in me? Jesus Christ, Sally. This is like the Great Milk Inquisition of last night all over again. And I'm in no hurry for a reprise of that. I'm sorry, Sally. I must have forgotten. I've been, to so many of these damn meetings the last few weeks. It's hard to keep track of it all. I have a lot on my plate, Sally. And is that why you didn't look around your voicemail? Because you've been so damned busy. My voicemail? What are you talking about? I'm talking about Melly, Robin. She was sent home from school early today. I had to go and pick her up. Wait, what? I thought Sally was just complaining for the sake of complaining, and she won't be doing nowadays. I didn't expect there to be a real valid point of criticism concealed among her words. Maybe if she got right to the point and just told me what was wrong. Geez, I must sound like such a hypocrite. There I was, complaining that Sally doesn't trust me, and then, when I don't trust her either. Huh. My parents argued a lot too. Maybe that's where I learned all these tricks from. The bickering, the suspicion, the paranoia, the schizophrenia, the dislike. That's right, Melly. Oh, that's right. Melly hurt herself, Robin. She was acting distracted all day and kept falling asleep in class. Insomnia. That's what Melly has, apparently. Is the cat girl Melly? Is Belle Melly? Then, in the middle of P.E., she tripped and sprained her ankle. She could barely walk. She had to go home. And a sprained leg, too. She said ankle, right? Not to mention social anxiety, depression, daily medication. But, why don't we try to tackle this one a little harder this time? And, what's John Fowler, Melly's psychiatrist? Though according to Joanne, she isn't a psychiatrist. She's a child welfare expert. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't check my voicemail. And then I didn't think. No, you never do you? Well, mobile phones are banned at our school. For the students, I mean. Ever since Dylan Price pinched Phoebe Walker's iPhone. Not that children ever need fucking iPhones anyway, Why do they need like an $800 phone? Or a goddamn 5-year-old, but, what are they, 7, 8? I thought I taught 5-year-olds, but apparently I also teach 7 and 8-year-olds, Sally. And what does that have to do with Melly? I just meant that, since children aren't allowed to have phones at school, it'd set a pretty poor example if I had mine turned on all day. That may be the case, but you could have checked in when class ended. I know, I'm really sorry, Sally. It totally slipped my mind, okay? So how is Melly? When did she leave P.E.? You don't know your daughter's own timetable? You just told me she left school early. She's not on her timetable. I hardly know my own timetable, Sally. I had the shock of my life this afternoon when instead of class 2 in year 6, I had class 3 in year 1. I don't even know why I bothered to tune the piano since those class year 1 students can't carry a tune in a bucket. So you broke out the Marcus again, did you? Against my better judgment, yes. Give them things to make a lot of noise and they'll be happy. The maracas, right, of course. A small smile quirks the corners of Sally's lips. It flickers there, uncertain, like a guttering flame. I think she's still annoyed at me, but the mental image she must have of me being overrun by screaming 5-year-olds is so entertaining that she can't quite stop herself from smiling. Oh, thanks. Thanks for finding amusement in my misery, Sally. Well, a small smile is better than no smile, I suppose.
Melly had P.E. in the afternoon. It was her second to last class of the day.
So she hasn't been back home for long.
Not too long. She spent most of her time upstairs in her room. I think she's resting.
You don't think Melly sprained her ankle is anything life-threatening, do you?
I'm sure she'll be fine come the morning. She hasn't broken any bones. The school nurse said it was fatigue.
Fatigue, I wonder what she's been doing to tire herself out so much. It's not like she ever leaves her room.
Maybe homework. She's always been so anxious about her grades.
She shouldn't worry so much. She's far smarter than I was when I was a kid.
You should tell her that more often. It's probably because you don't praise her enough that she has such low self-esteem. It's all you, Robin, not me. Not the mother, of course not. Especially given those disastrous piano lessons.
Were they really that bad?
You made her cry.
I might have done, but that was years and years ago. She's probably forgotten by now.
I think you're underestimating just how docile Melly is.
Maybe. I stretch. I feel slightly more at ease now, knowing that she's suffering. I know my Melly isn't in any life-threatening danger. That also helps. It was just a sprained leg, not even a broken bone. I thought it was an ankle. Do you think I should go and talk to her, ask if she's alright?
I don't know if Melly's in the mood to talk to you right now. She's stressed enough as it is.
So first you tell me I should pay more attention to my daughter, and now you say I should pay less attention? A man can't do both things at once, silly Sally, you stupid cunt.
I know, it's complicated.
You're making it more complicated than it needs to be, bitch. I just want to talk to my fucking daughter, not find a cure for goddamn cancer. Sally sighs.
I just think, if you really cared about Melly, you should have come back home earlier. It might seem a tad insincere.
This again, I already told you, Sal, I was in a fucking meeting. I can't do anything about that, it's work.
I know that, Robin, but Melly might not. You've never bothered to explain it to her.
Well, why don't you? Oh, okay. Yeah, it's my fault again, okay. I pause, my mouth hangs open. My self-righteous indignation cut short. Sally might have a point. Given how rarely I speak to Melly, it's entirely probable that I never explained my circumstances to her before. Maybe this whole time, Melly was lying upstairs in her room, curled up in her bed, wondering where I was, thinking I didn't come home, because I didn't care, because I don't like her. But that isn't true. At least I don't think it is. I'm pretty sure I don't hate my life. I can't deny that I find Melly's hard work, but I do love her. She's my daughter. I know I haven't been as forthright with Melly as I should be, but I don't know where to begin. I mean, the dismemberment of bodies is hard to explain. I don't want to worry her or concern her or something, She doesn't need to know why I've been busy at work or, the headmistress keeps firing staff left, right, and center. Alright, she doesn't need to know about the shed in the back.
I know how you feel, Robin, but Melly isn't a child. You should try to be more honest with her.
But what good does honesty do? It upsets people. That's why I lie constantly to you, Sally,
But hiding things and playing mind games hurts far more.
And sprained legs, too. I'll take it. I'll sprain my leg, Sally. I understand where you're going with this. You want me to have empathy, so I should sprain my leg, too.
It did look rather swollen.
Alright, did you put ice on it?
Huh. A pack of frozen peas. I think it's gone down now.
Well, that's good.
Yes, that's quite good.
I stand in the corner of the kitchen, running my options through my mind like paper through a printer. Naturally, like paper through a printer, my thoughts keep getting jammed, and I have to pause to manually reload them again and again. Like a gun. Right, I think I'll see Melly later, after she's had a chance to rest up.
Give her a couple of hours.
I think I need some time to prepare myself.
You need to prepare yourself to spend time with your daughter.
Sure, all guys get anxious when they talk to the pretty girls.
Oh, you.
That's why I don't get anxious when I talk to you, Sally, because you're a bitch. Sally rolls her eyes, but at least she doesn't look annoyed.
I forgot you were such a charmer.
I laugh. I guess it's easy to forget. Marriage has domesticated me. Yes, I pause. Being pussy-whipped, it's a different kind of experience. You do think our marriage was a good thing, don't you?
Oh, of course. I wouldn't have agreed to it otherwise. We're just going through a rough patch. That's all. All couples have them.
Oh, Sally. I sigh, suddenly overcome with emotion. Sally sounds like her old self again. Sally Pally, when I was tugging at that ponytail from behind. And she always, tried to tie it back and silly Sally when she said something ridiculous and I wanted to make her blush and be like, haha, bitch, that ain't right. She's she said we're going through a rough patch. She has no fucking clue. Things might be rather more complicated than her cautious optimism leads her to believe. There is a demon trying to fucking take my soul. Oh, we get to see Melody. Ooh, okay. Melly, hello, Melody, are you awake? True to my words, a few hours have passed, and now I stand outside Melody's bedroom door. It's dark, and the hallway is cloaked in shadow. It's kind of imposing. It's kind of freaky, like a horror movie. I feel like an unwanted intruder, an interloper, a vampire-like. All I can do is wait for Melly's invitation to come inside. I could wait and wait and wait until hell itself freezes over, but I don't think that invitation is forthcoming. Melly doesn't reply. I rap again, my knuckles brushing against the wood door. Melly? Melly's bedroom door is dark mahogany, framed by plum-colored wallpaper. There's a small wooden plaque displaying on the door above, the brass doorknob, which reads, Elodie in colorful letters. The M fell off years ago, leaving behind a strange, unfamiliar name. Still, despite my knocking, Melody doesn't answer. I'm not sure if she's really asleep. At 7 in the evening? Yeah, right. Or is she just ignoring me? Alright then, I'm coming in, excuse me. And with that small apology, I take hold of the brass knob and turn it. My God, Melody's door slowly creaks with each and every inch. I think the hinges might be starting to go. I step inside Melody's private quarters, her inner sanctum, and shut the door behind me. I used to go into Melody's room all the time when she was younger, to read picture books to her about Macy the mouse and Connie the cat to help nod her to sleep. But that was a long, long time ago, a very long time ago. When the last time I came in here, it must have been months ago. Maybe it was more, I don't remember. Melody's room is dark and the lights are off and the curtains drawn. I can dimly make out the shapes in the gloom. Melly's bookcase is stacked full of paperbacks, well thumbed through, Philip Plums and J.K. Rowlings. I can see familiar figures scattered across her desk, the droopy cotton ears of a plush Betsy Bear lolling next to a beaten-up old Connie cat who's missing one of her paws. Standing in this room almost feels like entering a time capsule, sealed off from the rest of the world and space. I could be 9, 10 years younger, and Melly could be my cute little girl again, still shy, but not nearly as awkward, and not wishing I was dead. Maybe Melody loves me more back then. I think I may have loved her more back then too, when she wasn't as bitchy as her mother. I could see a small lump curled up underneath the covers, and long black hair fanning out across the blue bedspread, now deep navy in the darkness. Melly's back is turned towards me, so I can't see her face. I'm not sure if I'm happy about this or not. I wonder what kind of expression she's making. Do I really want to know? Melly? Hey, Melly. I approach her slowly, cautiously, as a convict might when approaching the gallows, as Marie Antoinette herself must have done more than 200 years ago. Melly, are you asleep? A stupid question to ask, of course. If she really is asleep, she can't possibly answer, and if she isn't, then she must be pretending, so she won't reply to me anyway. As expected, she doesn't say anything. The silence stretches on. Look, I am sorry for intruding, Melly. I won't stay for long. I think about taking a seat on her bed, by Melly's side, but I don't. After such a long time of silence between the pair of us, I don't think we're ready for such a big commitment. Even so, I feel restless. I fish Betsy Bear up from Melly's desk for some reason. Connie Cat looks a little too intimidating for my liking, with her matted fur and missing paw, and turn her over in my hands, just to give myself something to do. I just thought I should come in here because I want to say I'm sorry. Melly doesn't stir. I didn't expect her to either, so that's just fine. I'm not sorry that you hurt your leg, mind, because I know that was just an unfortunate accident, and nobody's to blame for that, least of all you, Melly. I know it wasn't your fault. That isn't to say that I'm not worried about you, because I am. But I know you're a tough girl, and you'll get well soon. Sally said it was only a sprain. You didn't even break a bone. Isn't that good? More silence. I know I'm rambling. It's a bad habit of mine, but I can't stop myself. This silence is pervasive. creeping into the very interior of my skull like a thick smog, and I need to try and blot it out. Maybe if I can fill the room with the sound of my inane, inarticulate chatter, I can kid myself into thinking I'm having some kind of meaningful conversation with my daughter. That this, whatever this is, might actually change something. I'm sorry if I haven't been talking to you enough lately, Melly. I know I've been kind of distant, and it isn't your fault. I swear it isn't. I've been really busy at work, and I know you're probably thinking, how could he be busy? He's just a music teacher. And I'm not mad about it. Everybody thinks it. Even Sally thinks it. The truth of the matter is, our school didn't do so well in the last OSFED report, and a lot of parents have been complaining, and it's just been kind of stressful. Not that I want to burden you with my own worries, of course, but I just wanted to let you know. That's why I haven't been around so much. It's not because of you, and it's not because I'm trying to avoid you. The thought never crossed my mind. Well, I suppose it crossed my mind just now, but it only crossed my mind in order to tell you that it didn't. I exhale heavily, squeezing the poor, abused Betsy Bear to my chest. I wish I didn't have to feel anxious. What kind of grown man is scared of his own daughter? But I can't help it. I'm sorry I've been acting short with you lately too, Melly. That isn't your fault. It's mine. I'm just stressed, I suppose, and I'm sorry that we didn't get out last weekend, and I know I promised, but I just got caught up with something. I know it doesn't make it better, but I really am sorry. At this, Melly makes a noise. It's so small it could belong to a mouse, but I heard it clearly nevertheless. So Melly wasn't asleep after all. She really was listening to me. That, at least, is a little reassuring. If you want, we can go out this weekend. Do something together, like a family. How about that? Melly doesn't say anything in response, but I see her shift slightly under her duvet. Does that mean she's thinking about it? Yeah, it'll be fun. We haven't done anything together for a while, so it would be nice to get out of the house. We can go anywhere you want. To a zoo, for a walk, maybe to, the beach. I know how much you liked going to Whitby when you were little. Anyway, you don't need to come to a decision right now. Just, think about it. If you want to go anywhere, just tell me or Sal, and we'll sort it out for you. Melly doesn't respond, but I think I've gotten her attention. I wonder if it's some kind of cruel genetic trick like that. When I get anxious, I can talk forever, whereas when Melly gets anxious, she can hardly force out a single syllable. We might be father and daughter, but I don't think we have that much in common. We're more like polar opposites, really. But even so, we are flesh and blood. We are related. I promise, Melly. You want to go out? We'll go out. You deserve it. You're my daughter, and I love you very much. I love her more than the words themselves can express. I think about giving Melly's head a pat, her hair a stroke, but I don't. Instead, I squeeze Betsy Bear tighter until her head collapses in on itself like a rotting fruit. And then that was the end of that. Oh no, it's gonna be a Friday. Of course.